Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another Scraps to Embellishment creation, I guess, for you guys. And I'm also combining this with Baby Got Scraps. So this is what I have, a bunch of little scraps. So I've got this scrap piece that came from a wood grain, but I'm not entirely sure which wood grain, so I apologize about that. I also have these pieces here that were cut from a Heidi Swapp set sail paper. I believe the printed tags and labels and things were all from that paper, and then it was just a solid on the other, reads as a solid on the other side. I also have these wood grain pieces that were from a packaging from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And then for my theme for this month, I've got my hockey title set here because the theme is Let's Get Physical. And I also picked out this two-tone or double-sided cardstock from Close to My Heart because the event that I am making these for is actually personal this time. So I'm not making very many, but my husband went to a Dallas Stars hockey game, and so he's got pictures of halftime, they lit up the entire arena in bright green, but I really wanted to include this icy blue because of, the ice. So I thought it was a really good color combination. And then, of course, I thought of the wood grain. Now, I'm not really sure if it's fiberglass or wood, but I thought of the wood grain for my, benches that you sit on, which I know they're probably fiberglass because it lasts longer, but that's where I got it from. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I always do when I build clusters, is I start by laying out all of my pieces and then divvying up my product. This time I started with all of the blue little label bits. I wanted to make sure that color representation was in each cluster. I wanted to make sure that I had, I had it going on, basically. I wanted to make sure that I had enough of the green pieces to be represented in all of the clusters. And then when it came to the wood grains, I really liked the white wood grain because, again, it just made me feel like white skates or the ice or something. So when I started adding the brown wood grain or the blonde wood grain, I wasn't too sure whether or not that was one of the things I wanted to have in my clusters. So I'm going to build it as I go, and then if my clusters end up getting the brown, they get the brown, but I don't think all of them get the brown, and I don't think all of them end up with the white wood grain either. So I'm just going to go ahead and, because these were pretty quick builds, or they were pretty quick embellishments, and there's not 32 of them, I decided to leave in all of the scuffing. Again, it's a pretty rough sport, so I went ahead and I did all of the scuffed up edges and whatnot. So I went ahead and left all of that in the video just so you guys could see it. Sometimes I use my finger depending on how thick the pieces are. This Heidi Swapp paper was not thick at all, and so I definitely wanted to make sure that that my finger was gentler than my tool is. So I'm going to be adding twine to all of my tagged items as well. I think that that's a good touch. I love the addition of the black because it matches the black acrylic pieces. And then for this particular one, I had to use up something large enough that was going to cover up the, what are they called? The palm trees in the tags. And so I just went ahead and used a larger ticket piece, which was absolutely perfect, covered up those palm trees beautifully. So it was a good pairing, I should say. And then I just absolutely love these cute little hockey pucks. It just makes my heart smile every time I make one for a customer. I don't know why. They're just the simplest of shapes, but they're so adorable. I love them. So I'm going to go ahead and I picked out word stickers for each one. Well, yeah, for each cluster, just so that way I had something else to add to my clusters. Now, I don't want to build them too much because if I use them together, like say I take two clusters and I end up merging them together to make one larger cluster, then I will end up having too much on one cluster to be able to merge two together. It just becomes more like an eyesore than anything because there's just too much going on for one layout, right? Or I should say one cluster on a layout. And then I also kept it super simple so that way I could, I don't know if personalize is the word, but that way I could, you gotta leave stuff open for when you add it to the layout, basically. So I definitely wanted to build my little clusters, but I definitely wanted to leave something there for when I go to create the layout, like maybe the tickets that my husband had for the game, or maybe some sort of souvenir that he brought back. Something. I just knew that I did not want to personalize them at this time, but then I also did not want to have too much personalization and then they end up not working on my layout, which kind of doesn't make any sense because, well, if I'm personalizing these for photos I know I want to use, then I'm definitely, how does it work if I can over personalize them? It just does because when you end up over personalizing, then you use something that would have worked better somewhere else on your layout, basically. And so when it comes to simplified clusters like these little guys, it works better to keep them, like as a good starter piece. Like they look finished, but when you add them to the layout, you could just add a little bit more to make them complete. Like sequins. I think I have hockey sequins. I'm not really sure. I think I do, but I can't remember now. But yeah, I just know that I am able to, add to them throughout. When I do end up creating my layouts with these guys, I can add to the clusters or make the embellishment look larger on the layout by adding to it while it's on the layout. So I know it's kind of hard to explain, and I feel like I just talked in 16 circles. I apologize. So for this one, my green piece wasn't quite whole, so I went ahead and decided to make it a tag. It was a roughed up tag. I don't even know if my sides are equal or not, but because I use my distress tool, it doesn't really matter to me as long as it doesn't look completely offset. Like as long as it still has that look that it looks like a tag, a proportional tag, kind of, sort of, then I'm okay with that. One side wasn't deeper than the other side, longer, or however you say that. So these skates were another thing that I absolutely loved. I don't know. I just really I enjoyed creating the hockey set, you guys. I really did. So I've got, like I said, I added a little label to each one of my little clusters. I'm trying to not make them all go horizontal. I want some that go in a vertical fashion, like these ones here, just because I don't know what my layout is going to look like yet. So I'm trying to be versatile on all of them. Now, I don't know if I will end up using every single one of these pieces on my hockey layout. I don't know. Normally, you would use 3 clusters, and I am making 6. But like I said, if I choose to bundle 2 up to make one larger one, now I'm down to 5, so on and so forth. Or I bundle 3 up and then 2 up, and then I have 1. Does that make sense? I don't know. I like to keep them a little on the generic side, so that way I can still have a little bit of creative flow when it comes to putting the layout together. I know, have I said that 16 times already? I feel like I have. So this one here, I absolutely love it. The peach in the word, in the perfection tag, or label ticket, was absolutely the perfect color for the blonde wood grain. I just couldn't believe how close in color that they actually matched. And so it was just meant to be. I really love this one too because it looks like a ticket and then it says you must be present to win. I just giggled at that one. I know that some of them don't make any sense being at the hockey game, but these little words, tiny word stickers, really, I don't want to say that they're so generic that they work for anything, but they are interpreted as you choose, if that makes sense. So basically, you can use them however you want to use them. They don't have to be absolutely perfect in order for you to, find a use for them. So for this larger tag, I'm actually going to double up my twine just to give it a little bit more thickness and interest going on. I love the twine that is wrapped on these tight little spools because then it comes off all curly-cued, and I don't really have to do much as far as twisting it and turning it when I put it on the layout. It's already got the personality it needed, and so I really do enjoy having that twine on the tighter spools. So, and sometimes I will rewrap my twine on those spools. Those spools are from Stampin' Up. I believe most of them are from a paper pumpkin collection, and I just hang on to a few of them. I don't hoard them by all means, but I hang on to a few of them just so that way I can get my leftover twines added up, or not added up, spooled up, and then I get that cool little swirly Q effect going on. So my hockey sticks didn't fit all the way on, so I went ahead and I added the backing back on so that way they don't stick together, and then I can end up taking it off when I'm ready to use it. I just didn't want them to stick together when I'm, storing them while I wait for the layout. I don't know why this voiceover is so hard for me this morning, you guys. It just really is. But anyways, that is, those are my clusters right there. I've just absolutely love them. Like I said, the tiny word stickers I just felt like I was having a hard time using them. But for this month, I have used a lot of them, and I'm super excited because when I first was clearing out my scrap room or my scrap box, I have to say I was ready to get rid of them. So anyways, be sure to check out the playlist down below for the Scraps to Embellishment gals. I also have a list of everyone that is playing along. Some gals are doing it every Saturday. Some gals are doing it when they can on Saturdays, but it is every Saturday that Ginger has a theme for you to go check out. So if you are interested, she also has a Facebook group where she does little mini hops and whatnot. So if you guys are interested in, creating a cute little embellishment like this to get a couple more cute little embellishments of the same theme, then by all means, go check out her Facebook group. And then, of course, I've got a long list of gals that are playing along with Baby Got Scraps. So if you want to go check them out, it would be awesome. Really, it would be. So anyways, thank you so much, and I will check you guys all later. Bye.